Let's look at a pathway of how, in the face of our fears, meditation practice can really help us to awaken that bodhisattva heart right in the midst of difficulty. And I'll be leading a more full practice. It'll be a weave of mindfulness and compassion based on the rain meditation. If you're familiar, great. The good news is you could be doing it for a lifetime. There's no limit to the depth of where mindfulness and compassion can take us. RAIN's an acronym. It stands for the R is recognize, the A is allow, the I is investigate, and the N is nurture. And then what follows those letters is what I call after the rain, where you actually rest in and get to know the who you are beyond the separate, scared self. So with that, I'd like to invite you to practice. And if you find that rain resonates for you, there's a lot of guidance, talks, and meditations on my website all of it's free. Also, my book Radical Compassion really is a guidebook on how to use rain. Okay, so please make yourself comfortable. And when you come into stillness, see what might want to let go right. In the quietness, you might bring to mind something about what you're currently experiencing that brings up fear or agitation. And I invite you to bring up something that's not traumatizing. You might know the words window of tolerance, something that is tolerable, but still feels really frightening to you in some way, really distressing. So take a moment to reflect and sense whatever to do with this current crisis might be really triggering you, something to do with your own health, your own safety, your own finances, or maybe the well being of others, or maybe many others. And once you have something in mind, actually imagine the situation that most brings it up for you. And it may be something that's happening currently or that you're imagining is around the corner. But let yourself have some visual image of situation. If it involves another person, to see them and sense into what the worst part of this is for you. What are you most afraid of? We begin rain by simply recognizing what's most predominant right now, what you're most aware of. And it may be fear or worry, anxiety, anger, agitation. It might be a few things, and you can just sense what most wants my attention right now. And with whatever arises, just to name it mentally with a kind of inner whisper, allowing means simply the willingness to let it be here right now. In some way, we're sending a message inwardly to let be, to pause and accept that right now this is what's happening. This is the wave in the ocean that's intense. You might, in some way, send the message this belongs. For some people, it's helpful to whisper yes, an acknowledgement of, okay, this is the reality in this moment, or let be. And then we can begin to investigate with curiosity, with gentleness, what's here. And I invite you to sense into your body, and where do you feel it most distinctly? And check your throat, your chest, your belly. And to help yourself, you might gently place your hand wherever you feel vulnerability the most. What's it like? Are you aware of heat or tightness, pressure, aches, squeezing, twisting? Keeping your hand there, you might sense, well, what am I believing when I'm feeling this? What bad thing am I believing is going to happen? And whatever your mind comes up with, come back into your body even more and sense, so what's it really feel like right here? Is there a clutching feeling? If it's really strong, breathe with it. And again, let your hand both keep your attention there, but also let your hand begin the nurturing, just to sense, okay, I'm here. I'm feeling it, but I'm also here with you. Can you feel right into the intensity, to the epicenter? And you might ask this question: what do you most need? Or how do you want me to be with you right now? Just sense what this fearful part of you most wants. Is it understanding, company, that you accept it's there, forgiveness, love? In some way, the want is always some flavor of loving, of knowing a larger belonging. And that's where nurturing comes in. And we move to this final part of nurturing. Sense that you can be attending from your most awake and wise heart, your most tender heart. And as you sense what's needed, sense how you want to respond to your own fear. Perhaps there's a message you want to offer. I'm here. I'm not leaving. Or thank you for trying to protect me. I'm okay right now, in this moment. Or maybe you're held in love. You belong to love. You might vary your touch as you offer a message, so you really are conveying it with your hand. It's that love and care is going right through your hand to wherever you're feeling vulnerability. Experiment. Experiment with letting in love. For some, you might find it's hard to offer yourself loving, and it's just as good to sense the love and wisdom that flows from some larger source, like a friend or a grandparent or a teacher or a healer, or maybe a spiritual figure. Maybe it's formless presence, as I described, that sense of the whole universe, the tenderness of the whole universe that's bathing the vulnerability. You might explore letting go and opening a little bit more, feeling the longing to let the love in and a willingness to receive. Letting the love that's in this universe wash through you, through your entire being. The last part of this is called After the Rain. Sense the possibility now of relaxing back and simply being that loving awareness. You're the ocean with the waves on the surface. You're that tender, wakeful openness that cares about this changing life. Notice the shift from being a fearful self to being this openness, this awareness, this love that includes the currents, that includes the world sphere. The poet Danna Faulds writes, "We are the love we long for." This outpouring of the heart, bigger than our deepest fear. It's love that makes us whole. Okay, my friends, please open your eyes. And if you'd like, just move around a little bit. Feel yourself right here. If we have the courage and the presence to meet our own vulnerability, we can be with others in a much more attuned way. It's like if we can love ourselves into healing, we have that loving awareness available that really holds others.